Friends, hope you're doing well. Lighting's a little bit off here, but I'm outside on a farm in Iceland in September, and it's pretty darn beautiful out, so we're going to roll with it. So we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and BCH here on daily time frame to start it off. And the bottom line is everything is weak. Everything is seeing lower lows, most everything. Bitcoin holding up a little bit stronger, but the vast majority of these altcoins, at least these three we're looking at right now, are showing more weakness relative to Bitcoin. Some of the altcoins that have stood out for holding up a little bit more resiliently have been Dash and ETP. We'll check in on those names as well very quickly. And I'm going to keep the video a bit shorter again due to upload time and things like that. But the daily time frame right now for Bitcoin is a potential bear flag. And in the video yesterday, I talked about watching the inside bars and watching for the potential for fake outs. And the signal that we would have a fake out is number one, not seeing much follow through on a bull break or a bear break. Either way we fake out, obviously more likely we're going to fake out on a bull break, which we did. And if we lose the hourly uptrend after a bull break, that's a very clear signal. So if we zoom into shorter term time frames, we had the 4-hour chart, still unable to get over exponential resistances, and we couldn't break this resistance level here of 64.50. So if bulls aren't going to be able to break 64.50, they're not going to be able to see much follow through. And of course, it's just been 16 hours of pullback since that point. So let's look at this breakout and fake out. The signal, or the level I should say, on the daily time frame that the bulls were to break for the inside bar was 63.75. So if we go to the daily time frame, here is that level, 63.75 right here. We got the bull break, and this is as much follow through as we got, 64.05. And that's not much at all, obviously. About $30 of follow through, and then a complete 180 in turnaround. So that first candlestick, that alone is a red flag. And then, of course, the next two candlesticks, we gave back the entirety of the move, and then a weak bear flag and continuation down, and then just lower highs and lower lows. So it was very clear early on that if I had signaled or triggered into this trade with a market order as a bull on the bull break of the daily inside bars, which I personally would never do because we're in a very clear downtrend. At this point, I'm not touching cryptocurrency bullish until at a very bare minimum, the daily trend changes. And again, we're not near that happening. And I might even wait until the weekly trend changes, as I've been saying for other traders that are less experienced, to just wait for the weekly chart if you're looking long. And we don't have that. We have clear downtrends all over the place. So the bulls don't have a place in this market right now. So the clear red flags, and I personally, the point was, if I would have triggered into this trade, I would have bailed very quickly and eaten that small loss, knowing that that loss could certainly get magnified. So the bears are completely comfortable at this point. We're seeing all these other names break to lower lows, ETH, LTC, and BCH. So the odds that Bitcoin is going to break to a lower low will increase just because all those other names are already breaking to lower lows as well. Support is 61.77. And followed by 61.16, then 6,000, then 5,900, then 5,777. All that's burned in my memory at this point. Those are the key support levels, and we now have a new resistance level of 64.05 that the bulls are going to have to break if they want to see any kind of shift on this daily time frame. And even if they do break that level, the daily exponential resistances are going to be right there as well. So the bottom line is the bears have complete control still. It was a very weak bounce attempt with no follow through. And we look at names like ETH, clear bear break, daily inside bar, 186.59 was the bear break. Here we are down at 177, just like that, $9 off. That's about 4.5% or so, almost 5%. And again, it's just bearish opportunity after bearish opportunity. Again, people keep asking me every time, why don't I trade bearish? I'm on Coinbase Pro. I am not going to put significant capital on an exchange that I don't trust. If I put an amount of capital on an exchange like Kraken or somebody else that would allow me to go short, for me to make worthwhile trades, it would have to be, I'd have to see 100% move. The amount of capital in my Fidelity account trading a stock, I can make a 1 to 2% scalp, and that would be equivalent to a 100% move with the size of the capital that I would trust on those exchanges. So again, it's just my trading style. I don't need things to trade at this point. I have plenty of opportunity in all these other markets, commodities, MJ stocks, you name it. So I am in no rush. It's not like I'm sitting here doing nothing. I'm trading those markets. That's why I'm not going short. But if you are going short, it's really nice opportunity. And checking in on the next support on ETH, which we actually just broke, it looks like, we have now one support left in the near term, and that is down in the 130s. So I have to scroll all the way back to July of 2017 to find support, and there was a level here at 178, which we just broke, and then another level down at 130. So you can see the lack of space, and that's exactly what the bears want to see. They want to enter areas where there is a lack of support due to a lack of previous price history. And the faster we run up to the upside, the faster we pull back because we don't establish those supports on the way up. So ETH is still in free fall. ETH BTC is still in free fall, extremely oversold, but no signal that's going to change anytime soon. Litecoin just saw a bear break as well. Multiple daily inside bars. Bear break occurred at 53.05. Just like that, we're down at 50. So a 6% bear move, and we're looking down at the recent low of 49.33. And to find the next levels on Litecoin, we scroll out, and I'm looking down at 50.25, which has broken. So I'm looking at 45 and 33.56. Another one just like Ethereum with a lack of support levels nearby. So again, bears are extremely comfortable. Anything on the daily time frame now under 67, make that 69.44. Anything under 69.44 is just a lower high on the daily chart. The bears have absolute complete control of LTC. BCH continues to show that it is weaker than Bitcoin. It is dumping as well. We didn't even have a daily inside bar. We did get one in there. Most names formed one or two. And when we broke 462.45, that's the bear signal. Here we are down at 427. Significant gains to the downside. That's almost pushing 10% at this point. So at this point, RSI levels don't have much meaning. And that's because the sentiment of this space is so bearish that the bears are extremely comfortable and they're not covering when we're oversold and bulls are not buying. I mean, you look at me 6 months ago, right now I'd be frantically buying these 4-hour oversolds because we had those V-shaped recovery months. And obviously we don't have that anymore, and I have no interest in buying. So this market has discouraged bulls. I'm just saying it like it is. I would love for this market to be bullish. I would love for it to turn around and give me opportunity to the upside and for everybody to make money in cryptocurrency. It's just not the way it is, and we have to keep it real, and we have to remain unbiased and unemotional. So I will keep an eye out for things to change, but it's not changing at this point. It is depressing for the bulls. It is a good sign for the bears, and that's where we stand. So Dash USD checking in on one name that was holding up well. Let's look at Bittrex. Daily time frames in an equilibrium, and posted recently in the chat room where if we lose this 4-hour high or low of 196.07, the odds that our daily lower high and equilibrium setup happening, the odds will increase if that level breaks. We broke it, pulled back significantly. So now what we're looking at on Dash USD is our high, low, lower high, and we're going to see if the bulls can form a higher low compared to 158.81 and stay in this tightening daily range. And pretty much at this point, an equilibrium is looking extremely bullish compared to everybody else because everybody else is dumping to lower lows. Again, Bitcoin not there just yet, but at this rate, that's what we're keeping an eye on. At this point, if we see ETP USD break this low of consolidation of 301, that's definitely a red flag because the bulls saw a clear bull break to indicate this consolidation was coming to an end, and we had established a higher low, and we got no follow through there. We had broken the resistance of the last week of candlesticks and right back down to the low. So if we break $3, I'll just call it $3. Whenever we're close to a psychological level like that, I'll just round and use 3 rather than 301. So if we break $3, that is a clear shift, and that will be the start of further weekly consolidation, which might have us looking back. Let's see, the next level that I would look at on the daily time frame after breaking $3, our next support is down at 262. So again, a long way before the next support level is clear. So bears close to taking over even the more bullish names comparative to BCC as this space continues to struggle for the bulls. Again, will we change trends on the daily and weekly time frame? Absolutely. At some point, the market cycle will shift. Whether it's in 1 month or 6 months, I have no idea, but it will happen, and the bulls will have opportunity for significant gains again. And until then, the bulls need to be very patient and cautious and not give away cash trying to nail the bottom. Wait for that trend to change to be more confident and to have the odds in your favor. Less risk, less reward, but less risk is the key there. That's what we want to do. We want to hold on to our cash and patiently wait. And at this point, I haven't even looked at, what the capital that I used to be trading with here could buy me in terms of what these coins are, but I know that it would probably be close to the highest levels that I have ever been able to buy. And that still is not enough of a reason for me to be interested as a bull in this space. So it is telling it like it is. It's not pleasant to hear. We have 2 SEC things coming out. The SEC has halted CXBTF, the recent ETN, which tracks the price of Bitcoin. and that has been halted. And another one, it was, I believe it was ETH, the instrument from Sweden. Don't know the ticker off the top of my head. Anyways, the SEC suspended both of those instruments, saying that they're not giving enough information to investors. Investors are really confused, and again, of course, that's not going to be bullish sentiment for the space. And then the SEC just came out and charged and then worked out a deal with two companies, one of them for doing ICO things and dealing with securities, and another one for being misleading with what they were doing, whether it was cryptocurrency for assets, something like that. So SEC is cracking down on this space in a bit of a big way, and it's not the kind of thing that we're going to dump on, but it's just going to continue to have that sentiment shift bearish. It's worth noting I am US-centric with my coverage here. Obviously, I'm in the US, not at the moment, but I am a US trader, and the US has the most significant stock market capital in the world, and it's important to note that the entire space is obviously not based in the US, but it does have a significant impact, and unless China or South Korea or someone's going to come up with some extremely bullish news that's going to shift this sentiment, this is the headlines that is going to be reacted to the market, that is going to be reacted by the market to, and it's just not bullish. So at this point, I'm continuing to watch. I'm continuing to highlight bearish opportunities for members that are shorting. And other than that, just patiently waiting, knowing that one day the opportunity will turn around and there will be, a chance for 100% gain. Bitcoin will hit a bottom and go 100% from that bottom. It's just a question of where that bottom is. Again, 1 month, 6 months, 1,000, 3,000, I have no idea. Just taking it one day at a time and just protecting my capital and not giving back my profit from the wonderful run of 2017. So a little bit depressing for those bulls. And again, have that trade game plan established. Don't be reacting to those emotions. And that's where we stand. I'll continue to check in as I can. Hope you all continue to do good things. Did a good thing today. We were at a waterfall, and you buy a ticket to park, and it's good for all day, 24 hours. We were only there for a couple hours, so a bit of waste in that regard, but gave it to some Japanese gentlemen on the way out, and it was fun communicating with them without much language communication. They understood a little bit, and it took them the man that I was speaking to, took him a while to understand what I was saying, and to put this on your car, and you have to pay for parking, and he understood all day. And once they figured it out and put the ticket on their car, they were extremely grateful and even made sure to stand and wait for me to drive away and wave again to give their thanks. So that felt good, and more people should do that. And there's another cool thing in Iceland. They have these speed signs where if you're speeding too fast, it flashes like you see everywhere in the US or wherever, but they have smiley faces, and it's frowning at you if you're going too fast. And then when you slow down and get to the right speed, it turns to a happy face. And that's really cool positive reinforcement, because I want that face to smile, so I slow down, and it's definitely a little bit of a reward, which was interesting to reflect upon, that this little sign smiley face was influencing me in terms of making sure that I make that smiley flip to happy. So getting incredible content. I mean, my mind is being blown on a daily basis. This place is insane, and I know that some of you are going to see the stuff that I put out and come to Iceland. And my entrepreneurial brain is turning while I'm here, just in terms of everywhere is building up. The tourist industry is booming, and we're seeing hotels going up, and just apartments and things like that. And it's not being done in a gross way like, capitalism can sometimes do to areas, but it's interesting. We just stayed at a hotel that's brand new, 3 months old, clearly a $10 million+ property that's just been built. And went to the restaurant, and it's fancy, and they have all the little fancy herbs and things that have been collected on the mountainside, and local meat and things like that. And there's a huge market opportunity right now for building, an indoor warehouse, an indoor grow with grow lights and hydroponics. And the farmer in me is saying, man, I could do this. I would obviously have to come and live here, but if you built a warehouse next to this hotel, they would buy all of your produce. You could have tours. You could have the people that stay in the hotel come and see the food that they're about to eat and then go to the restaurant afterwards. And it would be a really easy way to make money, and you would be able to sell it at such a high premium, for giving local organic food in Iceland, that is an area that is difficult to grow in most of the year. And that would be something that I would do in another life, absolutely. So getting all kinds of business ideas while here in Iceland, but enjoying myself. Got another 3 days, 4 days or so, and we'll keep checking in. I hope you all continue to do good things as well, and we will see you soon. Have a great night.